Nairobi Metropolitan Services General Mohamed Badi. Let me just pick some of your feedback. Why is he only cleaning and renovating the roads in uptown side and neglecting downtown areas, the sides of River Road? That's IBA who is asking that, Ibrahim. There's somebody else who says, does he know that Ruai town along Kangundo Road with a population of over 290,000 people falls within Nairobi? He's talking about the bad roads there. What will it take for NMS to fix the filth in downtown Nairobi when it rains? Let's begin there before we take their feedback. Fixing Nairobi when it comes to issues of dumping and drainage. Yeah,
we are doing not only CBD but even downtown. We have done Kirinyaga and we are now doing the inner lanes in Kirinyaga, including the drainages. So there are some roads that are actually contracted to be done, we outsource, and there are some that we are doing it within our own capacity. So it's not that we are neglecting any area. We are going to go full swing in doing even the downtown. Now, the question of the inner lanes within the city, especially downtown, in terms of garbage and dumping, I think that's the question somebody was asking. Initially, remember when we came in, we were doing the waste collection through our own resources and of course with the help of National Youth Services. But it was because during the county government time, some contractors laid down tools because of non-payment. But now we have an elaborate systems which cover all the 17 countries, I mean constituencies, okay, in Nairobi. And we have outsourced private contractors which started the job a month ago. So it will take time to see the changes, but the changes are already being seen. The outsourced contractors have really gone a long way because we are supervising their work. They've gone a long way to clean areas that had been dumped before, and we could not reach those areas. So now the outsourced 17 constituencies in Nairobi are fully covered by private contractors, and they are doing their level best to ensure that the city is spotless clean.
Garbage collection.
Garbage collection. And the question from Ruai, yes, we have ward development projects that are actually proposed by the existing 85 wards in Nairobi. We have different MCAs, and MCAs in every financial year actually propose which projects of priority according to the budget of Nairobi. So we have had a sitting with the 85 elected MCAs, listen to their proposed projects, and according to the budget we have prioritized which projects to be done, and why is included in the road. I know the roads are pathetic. I've toured that area and we are going to work on it. Remember, we are following the procurement process which was advertised in the papers. The winning bidders in the tenders of repairing the roads in all 85 wards have just been notified, and soon they'll start work in all of those roads.
All right. I'm still on this question about, addressing the issue of dumping and drainage in the city. I know you've been able to address the problem of, garbage and litter all over the city.
Yes. In our new contracts, every outsourced contractor must ensure that there is a proper drainage, and we are the ones that supervise all the contractors. So we are trying our level best. Remember, we found this city some roads that were built even 30 years ago without any drainage. So it's not easy to cover Nairobi County per se, but we are doing our level best, and the issue of drainage will be properly addressed, because we want to repair a road that lasts for as many years as possible, rather than having a road that breaks up after 1 or 2 years after heavy rains. So we are addressing the issue of drainages, whether it's the roads done within our own capacity or a road outsourced by a different contractor. The issue of drainages will be addressed. As I said, every road will have its own furniture, and that includes drainage, naming. A lot of roads in Nairobi are not even named. So we are going to ensure that even the inner lanes are named, and there's a proper addressing system to address those shortages. And not only that, we are going to ensure that there are at least benches for the disabled and elderly people. Once they walk on the street, there's a place to rest. There are trees that provide shade for somebody to sit under. So all these are things that did not exist in the past.
Somebody was asking, when you talk about trees, somebody was asking, why is the NMS felling trees and replacing them with brick and rock?
What they are probably talking about, because we don't fall down trees for no reasons, but what they are talking about, I know a lot of people are not used to the walkways and cycle paths that we are creating, and that is it's a culture that we must now adapt. We should not be left behind. The world is moving fast, and we should ensure that not only within CBD, but somebody from any estate in Nairobi can walk or cycle to CBD. And that's why we are ensuring that the side of the road, there is enough walkway and cycleway. So people are not used to it. Even the walkways and cycleways that we have created and built, you will find people selling their fruits on the cycle path. So it requires a civic education on this, and we are doing it with NGOs, private companies, to ensure that it's done.
All right. The Green Park terminus. Let's talk about decongesting. This is a question that appears everywhere. Decongesting, particularly the central business district, and I know the Green Park terminus, but they also think it addresses, or it is dealing with cars from Mombasa Road, Ngong Road, Langata Road. How about those, coming from Thika Road, Jogoo Road? What happens if you want to decongest the CBD? And what is that silver bullet that will ensure that the city is rid, of all these problems of congestion?
Yeah, the Green Park, the bus terminus, is actually a modern way of decongesting the city center with PSVs. And this is not only, the Green Park is a role model, test model for other parks that we are building. So it's not only going to be the Green Park, but it's going to be Green Park. We have already started building on Desai Road and Park Road for vehicles coming from Thika. We have one that we are starting just now. We are fencing off the area. Bunyala Road behind railway station. We have one in Landis, and we are going to have one just near Globe Roundabout up at Ngara. We have one in Westlands, just where the bridge is now being built of this new China Road that is being constructed. So we'll have around 6 bus terminals from different roads to address traffic flowing in from Nairobi from different directions. So the Green Park is our first one, but based on what we have experienced in building Green Park and Desai Road, we are now going to use that and fast track the other bus terminals.
All right.
So before December, we shall see at least 6 bus terminals.
Before we wind up, Kanjo, what people call enforcement officers within the city, are they under the NMS? Are they under the city council? Because somebody was sending in a complaint about how they continue harassing not just hawkers, even people in their business premises. Yeah, true.
The enforcement is actually in every department. Out of the 4 functions we have taken over, the auxiliary services, that means to enforce, ensure that compliance is made. falls under all the functions, including the ones in the county. Now, the biggest problem is Kanjos are like security forces, and they need one central command.
Yes.
Initially, we had a fight with the former governor on who is to control the enforcement. But now we have streamlined, working with the county, that there can only be one command.
All right.
So we have appointed a commander from the National Police Services to take over that role. Remember, the Kanjos, or what they call city askaris, were not from disciplined forces. But we are now trying to change their discipline by bringing in inspectors of police on secondment to the enforcement, so that they ensure that discipline is maintained. But remember, there are almost over 2,000 of them, and they are divided between NMS and the county government. So we are having challenges, it's true, but we have a retraining package for them to ensure that they are trained at the AP Administration Police Training College, to ensure that discipline is instilled in them.
All right.
But remember, some of them are 50 years old, so to teach an old dog how to bark is going to be difficult. It's
going to be a problem.
Yes.
The last picture I remember of you, of course, because I've interacted with your work since you were appointed, but I remember that time when you showed up somewhere in a construction, in army uniform, and people dispersed from all directions. You could call them 7 or 10. My question, because this segment is called Extra Mile, we try and go beyond the extra politics and the issues of work. Does General Mohamed Abdallah Badi have an easy side other than the army man that we see?
Yes, of course. The post I'm holding is not a military post.
Yes.
So it is, I have to adjust. To be flexible and adjust to the challenge that I'm having. But yes, when it comes to the hard point, I have to put on uniform, and on other days I'm relaxed in a suit like this. So yes, I have to adjust my personality to suit both.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We're talking to General Mohamed Abdallah Badi, the Director General of the Nairobi Metropolitan Services. And clearly there's work to be done, but there's also much progress done under NMS. And that's where we wind up Extra Mile. Over to Safina Cheng.
That was a great conversation there, John Jacob Kuria, with the Major. Now we want to take you back to